Rick Without the K James presents, in my opinion, podcast.
Look at the wheels are turning with Ronnie. You try not to say.
I was just trying to figure out. We were going to talk about parenting. How am I going to take this from dick size and pornos to hey, we're all single parents?
Hey, we're all single parents.
There you go. We'll lead right into it because as adults, we'll find a way to get back into the sex shit. So I did want to talk about the parenting thing because I think we got a weird dynamic here. We've got, as discussed on the phone, we have you as a single parent that you use the coined term in the court system. It's called co-parenting. Mm-hmm. We have Ronnie who has a daughter, a grown daughter now, right? But he was a single parent to the fullest. Mother not in the picture after what, age 2?
She hasn't seen her mom since she was 4.
4. And then we have my predicament, which I feel like is the most prevalent, is we don't know how to co-parent. And my kids are older though, but we don't talk to each other at all. So everything is text message and email for us. So what is your perspective on being a single parent, and why do you feel like it's best to co-parent without giving me that court answer?
Well, I think it's best to co-parent. Is good for the kid because at the end of the day, like, the kids does need the father and the mother. And I'm just very grateful that baby daddy, he's actually a very good person. Like, I mean, he's not good when I'm with him, but he's a really good father. Like, he would offer to participate and stay in my son's life. Like, I like that. And I don't mind, like, I have no problem of continue communicate with him anything that's for my son. That's what I believe. And kids does need, like, security.
I think there's a huge jealousy issue when it comes to people.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is, are they doing more for my kid? Does my kid like them more? They're getting the better shake. They're getting more money, whatever it is. When I think the best thing to do is it good for the kid? And it's really hard to do that when you have a situation like you where you and her don't get along and don't really like each other. And because I know, I've heard some stories from you, the unfairness that you've had, but I would bet you that she has the same stories that you've been unfair to her. So, and I think all that is the reason why that situation is because you guys don't get along. See, what's funny is she gets along great with her ex. You don't get along with yours, and mine was never in the picture. So I was very lucky with that, and I had a lot of people ask me, why did I never go after child support? And I always said, what I didn't want to do was to force her in Brittany's life. I didn't want to force her, because if she was paying child support, she'd be active, and then she'd maybe want to see her. So I just let her do her thing. I let her live where she was, a whole 20 minutes from us, and never come see her kid. And so for me, it was easy, but I am going through a divorce. But I'm a lot like Mary June. Is in a separation, to me, the better you can keep it, the more sociable, the more friendly. It just seems like things go so easy. You can walk away at the end and never talk to them again. But the breakup is so much easier, where you guys just seem like, I mean, there was almost no coming back from the way you two ended. And, my question to you is, when I'm going to use the word hate because I don't know how else to put it. You could change that if you want. But when you basically hate each other, how do you meet in the middle and take care of 2 children?
I guess you do it from a distance. It's not that I hate the woman. I just like her a lot. We'll leave it at that. I just like her a lot. I just like the fact that you would put your child through that. But I also know that that's the benefit for me, is because my kids see that I'm an active parent. And it's not my weekend this weekend. I went to my son's soccer game. He sees me at the soccer game. So as much as you want to put it out in the world that dad's not there, kids will see different. And I feel like, because I came from a broken home myself, I feel like you don't have to share that with your kids. They will find out on their own. and they will judge you for it. So my question to Mary June is, hearing you talk, is do you think that you guys co-parent so well because neither of you have moved on to another relationship? And I'm assuming that he hasn't moved on to a relationship, because I think that's where the problem exists too, is I believe because my ex is remarried, it turns into a different dynamic of how she needs to satisfy the needs of her new husband. And then it causes the friction between myself and my kids because of maybe his needs or whatever, rather than what's the needs of the children, and let's effectively try to co-parent with each other to get them to where they need to be. On my end, it bugged me when we were first friends because it was brand new. I had a kid that was 3 and 7, but now I have kids that are 15 and 18. So I'm at the latter part where I'm like, you know what? I only got a couple more years, and then my kids get to make their own decision, come to see me when they want to see me. And they're not, to the schedule where only can see dad every other Thanksgiving and every other Christmas. And finally they'll be adults, and they'll be like, hey man, I want to go see my dad. It's Christmas. And I know that I'm getting them to that point, and that's why I've stayed an active parent in their life, because I know that when they get to make their decision, I've raised them well enough that they're going to make the right decision. So,
one quick question off that. So let's put you in a predicament. It's 2 years from now. Your youngest son is 18, and it's Christmas, and they choose to go to mom's because it's their choice now. How's that going to affect you? Because they're still going to have to do where they see you at Thanksgiving or them at Christmas or whatever it is. So how's this going to affect you when, let's say, you're getting excited for something and they decide, hey, we're going to mom's?
Well, I think it's already happened this year. And if you'd like to zoom in, Ja, like I said earlier, I raised my fucking kids right. So, talking to my cameraman. But I would hope that they want to know that both parents want them in their life. And I'll never discourage them from seeing their mom. When I've had them and it's been their mother's birthday or something, I'll tell them to call their mom. Like, I'm never going to discount that woman out of their life. That's their mother. On the other hand, I feel like the same respect hasn't been shared on her end. So when it comes to something like that, this past year, my oldest was 18 for Father's Day. And it really hurt that he didn't come and see me. And instead I heard that he went and had dinner with them. And I'm like, on Father's Day? Like, it's because that bugs me too. I think I posted up something on my social media where so many women that are single mothers be like, oh, I play the mother and the father. I'm like, bitch, you already got the day. Stop it. Calm down. Enjoy your Mother's Day and keep your kids. Where, again, for Mother's Day, they get to stay with their mother all day. For my Father's Day, my court order reads, I've got to give them up because it's usually on a Sunday, and they got to go back to mom. I stopped being a father at 6 o'clock because that's what my court order reads. And I'm like, and she's very stingent on the court orders. And it's like, that's what the judge said, that's what you're going to get. So when it comes to something like that, I understand, but I also know the background that my kids have to oblige by their mother's needs right now anyway. So I'm not gonna give it to them too harshly because it's been that way just as my oldest has turned 18. It's Dad, I don't know if I could stay over there. Mom said, next time I stay at your house, I might as well pack my stuff and move in with you. Well, I'm like, really? Like, you can't stay the night with me now that you're 18? I'm like, okay, son, whatever it is. Like, just whatever keeps your mom happy, man. I said, know that daddy's here for you.
So, go ahead, Yeva.
I think it's just, like, it's based on the person, really, like your baby mama. Like, she could have just, like, thought about it. It's Father's Day. Let him have the kids, But I guess she's not a bigger person in some kind of way. But she's
a bigger person now.
Yeah, size-wise. But I mean, I feel blessed that, to me, not like co-parenting. It's actually not hard at all if two people is willing to talk to each other, like communicate, like make it for the kid. Like I always say this. I do have a couple friends that they're single parents. Like one of my homegirls, she's very pretty. I don't know what happened, but her and her baby daddy split up. They have two boys. Single.
Is what you
So she's single now.
Okay.
That's all he hears.
But I always told her this. I was like, you need to stop being a bitch and do it for your kids.
Yo, it's your boy Charlie Murphy, my main man, Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up on him.